News.mc on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
My name is Joël Bouzou. I am the president and founder of Peace and Sport. I am from the southwest of France, born in Figeac in the Lot, but my parents live in Auch, and I've been living there until 18 years old. After I went to Toulouse and then to Paris because of sport, essentially. I started with many sports, track and field, cross country, fencing, swimming, and suddenly we discovered that I could compete in one, which is modern pentathlon, fencing, swimming, riding, shooting, and running. And started to compete at the national level, then international level, then Olympic Games, world champion title and the Olympic medal. X years after that and the long course, I am here in front of you. In love with sport, in love with the people I met through sport, by competing with them, by respecting them, by being respected with them. I came with the evidence that sport is changing personalities for the better, and that it builds up citizens of the world, in fact. More open-minded people, people who are familiar with equity, equality in front of the rule. You don't come in sport with your birth or your wealth, you come with your talent, with your energy, and you meet the others in front of a rule which is equitable. I think that's a fantastic, I would say, paradigm to build up something good after. It's not only sharing the same rule, it is speaking the same language. Wherever you come from, which ethnic group or religious society you belong to, in sport, you are under equal conditions. This is a fantastic way to integrate differences and to first accept them and one day maybe appreciate them. So we are ambassadors of diversity once we reach a certain level. We live with the others in the Olympic village. We share the same presence, the same future. And it's very interesting for that. When I started doing sport at the international level, I even didn't speak English. Just a little bit. So I could not integrate all the differences. I could pick it up a bit, but it's only later that with maturity that you discover what sport has brought to you. First, I was used to share when I was a kid with my parents. My father was a physical education teacher and a coach. Then I reached the international level, and I had the idea, I think it was 91, to create an organization which was called Together Through Sport. The word through is very important. It's not about sport, it's about what you can do with it. But in Monaco, you have an Olympian at the end of the state, and you have independence and neutrality. That was the right configuration to anchor an organization which would work under the neutrality of sport, anchored on the credibility of the neutrality and the independence of Monaco. And this is how we started the operation. So in the beginning, it's a white piece of paper, but I had this experience of the first organization behind me, and I found very good support, very interesting people who also dreamed about that. And sometimes when I was talking to sport leaders, telling them we can do this, they were saying, hey, we don't do politics. If you are the president of handball or volleyball in the world, the same rule applies everywhere. You have a board composed of all the ethnic group, all the religions together. So you have this neutrality of, in fact, and maybe you can use this to contribute to solving inter-religious or inter-ethnic problems which governments are facing. So neutrality is also a political direction, and the agenda is very clear. We are not there to judge anyone. We are here to bring solutions, to bring people together. Sometimes divided individuals, divided communities, sometimes giving a solution for diplomats to meet through sport and talk about sport and watch sport. Sometimes with mixed teams fighting each other, so everybody wins, everybody loses, but everybody talks, including diplomats. They can talk about sport. When the climate is good, they can talk about other issues which they would never talk in other places. I could speak about peace and say peace is not the absence of war. That's sometimes what people think. But if you think like that, you will not keep peace for a long time. You have to be active and make sure that peace is balanced between differences, which is kept despite problems, so that you can find a common way to talk to others when they are different and so on. And sport is a fantastic vector for that because it brings people together. So our agenda is to to spread peace through sport from an independent and neutral perspective. Our agenda is to convince more and more government leaders that they should invest in sport because of this, not because of only competitions or medals or whatever, for social cohesion, for peace between communities. If you take the right approach, you have a more peaceful society. So sport should be seen as an investment and not as an expense. And it is a very interesting investment because it reduces other necessary investments which happen when you have violence. So instead of having a double negative approach, for example, fighting violence, we will spread peace from the beginning. And especially when the kids are young, we educate educators to follow this path also. We organize every year a forum, sometimes in Monaco, sometimes overseas. This forum is gathering all the best practices. The forum is also gathering the whole family of peace and sport, governments, NGOs, champions, companies who have this vision in common. We highlight the best practices, and we have also world operations. It's the white card campaign. It is a special day which has been created by the United Nations and the IOC, celebrating sport as a tool for development and peace. And in fact, Peace and Sport has a leadership on that through an operation which is called the white card. Because I like you very much, I will raise the white card for you. You know, you have the yellow or the red card in football, but we have the white card. This is a symbol. This is a way to practice sport, to respect the difference, to respect your opponent, to be respected by also your opponent. And 1 billion people so far have raised their white card and have posted selfies of their white card on their social networks. We try to increase this every day. We have some private partners. We have clients. For example, some states are clients because they want to develop a peace program. So they become our client and we deliver that. We have also support administrative support from the Monaco government, which is helping us funding our administration. But most of the funds arrive from the results we have, which encourage people to invest in peace and sport, and that gives us the possibility to develop more and more operations. For example, 2 years ago we were in Saudi Arabia. This year, at the end of the year, we will be in Rwanda, and next year in Turkmenistan. I'm proud that Peace and Sport contributed to open the relationship between Monaco and Saudi Arabia. This is a very interesting country because you can see changes from the top, but also from the bottom up. You have more and more people open-minded with very solid education, and it's a society which will be seen in the future, I am sure, and the others also, because they have taken what is peace really in a very pragmatic way. And how can you make it happen inside and outside? They have taken that very seriously. The first time was when I came to install myself as General Secretary of the International Federation of my sport, Modern Pentathlon, in 1997. Before, I never had the opportunity. I was traveling, I was training. I discovered in 1997, and since then I am here. The nature is there all around. The sea is there, the air is beautiful, the weather is beautiful, and it was very, very nice feeling. And I was coming from Paris, born in the southwest, so I was never used to the gray sky, And here I discovered the beauty, and I've been feeling well from the beginning when I came here. I feel Monaco is my center of gravity. I see myself in many places in the world because I go for missions or sometimes for pleasure also. But the gravity center where I think I am from is from Monaco, yes, all the time. It's a sport capital, very clear. From the top to the bottom. For example, the prince and the princess, they are both Olympians. The prince, 5-time Olympian. His grandfather, gold medalist. There is a DNA here which is really talking about sport. Being part of this and surfing on this wave internationally makes sense. You find a lot of support for the actions you initiate. And yes, I'm very proud also to see that some top competitions in the world happen every year in Monaco, like the Formula 1, the tennis, the Equestrian Grand Prix. And today we have a great football team. It's not new, but today we have a great basketball team also, which is more recent. It's not only talking about sport, talking about peace, but it is making it real, involving a lot of kids to sport. I think it's very safe and very positive education. We have men and women. We have great champions like Didier Drogba, a football star who doesn't need anything, but he's really committed to the cause. We just come back from a big operation in Ivory Coast now, a big peace program together with this foundation. We have Sia Kolisi, captain of the South African team, someone who was born in a ghetto, who went out imagine when someone like this talking to kids and giving them a guideline for life based on what he has been living. I have a lot of respect for these people. You have someone like Christian Carambeu, who was born in a tribe, New Caledonia, and who never played football with shoes until the age of 14, but who today can talk to any head of state at equal distance. You know, this is what sport has done. And so it can contribute really to build up role models. And these role models are positive role models. And they can talk and influence the youth, talk to the parents. And at the end, in a very pragmatic way, change very often the reality, create hope, even when there is poverty, because it's possible. We have now teachers of peace through sport. They are not only sport educators, they become peace educators through sport and specialize in that. So if you go, for example, to Colombia, where we have a huge program now, the people get results in terms of stability of society through this approach, which is teaching peace through sport. And we want to spread that, we want to promote it so that more and more governments understand that they could use this solution to reduce some of the problems they have and even eliminate them on the long term. The goal is to become global from our gravity center, Monaco, anchored on the independence and the neutrality. And there is no limit in what we can reach in terms of goal. This world has a big need of stability. Sport conceived like that can be a great contributor.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover more interviews and stories on our websites, News.mc and MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.